Hi peoples, it's Carla holland-strange. I want to discuss being the perfect parent, and I'm really wanting to get some ideas from people of what makes the perfect parent. And please, could you send me one so I can pick their brain, because as hard as any of us try, we're not the perfect parents. I don't care if you were Ward and June Cleaver, because I tell you what, if they were the perfect parent, they would not have let old Eddie Haskell hang out at the house. Now, I think about this a lot because in the last few years I've really been exiled away from my children, and they can put it on my choices and whatever they want to. My problem was that I did not have a lot of money anymore, so I was kind of not as important to them. And I think that the spoiling them when they were younger was the stupidest thing I could have done. Now with Amanda, I didn't spoil her. I struggled, and after seeing how the boys had come their way of expecting everything, I decided not to do that with Amanda. But I still haven't talked to her since June 19th on her birthday. I don't guess she liked the YouTube that I did. Sometimes, and I was that daughter too. We don't want to hear truths our parents have to say, and maybe I was wrong. I don't know. But I know that she's struggling to give her child every single thing that she felt I denied her. But in the long run, I think she needs to realize how good she turned out. How awesome a person she turned out to be, because she didn't have everything handed to her. When the boys were little, of course, there's a little age difference between them, not that much. But, I mean, the birthdays were spare no expense. I was trying to buy their understanding of why I was gone so much working. With Amanda, I had the kennel, and I was at home all the time. All my children have always, now you got to realize my children are not little. My children are, up there and with children of their own. But while they were growing up, all three of them could come get in bed with me at any time. In fact, they all did at one time or another. They could talk to me about anything they wanted to. And I made sacrifices by marrying someone I didn't love to be able to be there for them, because when I was dancing so many years, I couldn't be there, and I felt like I failed them. But as parents, we all fail. That's part of that's who we are. I mean, no one's perfect. And each child needs something so different. Who can gauge it anyway? But when I see my children stand out there on their own and be responsible adults, see, I don't feel I failed. Jeremy struggles. He's my oldest. I was a baby when I had him. I wasn't really a baby. I was 18. But I had all these romantic thoughts of forever with his daddy, and when it was falling apart and Jeremy was around all the yelling and screaming, it delayed his development. People, don't scream around your children. You don't know what effect it has even on a baby. The screaming and the anger and the fighting. And Jeremy didn't talk till he was over 3 years old, because he was witness to his father and I fighting so much, and the violence and all that goes with it. So that makes a separation right there. His emotional separation and his detachment disorder began at that time. But he also became a mama's boy at that time. He knew that even though he was little, he wasn't going to let go of his family, and he didn't understand how family can draw apart or grow apart or move apart. Because I always considered us a very close family. Up until Up until I left for Alaska, we spent every Sunday together, even if we were worlds apart. We were there. And now we don't even talk. They don't know me as a person at all anymore. They gauge those last few years of after the divorce, after Robert left me for a younger woman. I sat and drank 24/7. You know, I was in pain. I couldn't understand why a man that I never even loved would dump me for a younger woman. And I wasn't looking at on the good side that thank God he dumped me. I moved on and I made a world of, yeah, I've had hell. Yeah, I've had hell, but look at the changes. Look at my body changes. Look at my attitude. I look younger than I did when I married the damn man. I'm 51 years old. I don't look it. I don't feel it. And happiness can bring amazing things to you. Yeah, I do have my little anti-aging drink of cactus and stuff that I make, and I believe that helps. But I notice that when I'm happy, I just get younger and younger every day. But as far as my children, no, I'm not happy not having them in my world. But as a friend of mine told me the other day, his son hasn't talked to him in a year. The kids separate for a while. That's how they grow as adults. They learn to stand on their own feet and separate their thought choices from their parents' thought choices. But the problem with it is I'm missing all of my grandchildren's lives. I have a lot to contribute to those kids. And you can't keep thinking of, you don't remember the woman that spent 10 straight years without even a drink to keep a man sober. All you children remember is that little short span of time where I was drinking out of pain. Believe me, sometimes I think if I hadn't drank that pain away, I would not be here today. So stop living in the past, my children. I'm a completely different person. Brandon, you've been around me enough to know, and I see it in your eyes, even when you're spurting little hateful things to me. I see that glimmer of that mama's voice still there and that giggle in his eyes. You're my treasures. Greatest thing I ever did in my life was my children. And I don't regret one mess up that I did, because if I hadn't messed up, maybe you wouldn't have grown so strong. Jeremy, when you get this situation over with, my darling, I want you to put forth the effort to be the best father that you can be. Because you need to always think in retrospect of growing up without a father like y'all did. I'm glad y'all have Lonnie now. I'm very glad that Lonnie is part of y'all's life, and that he and I healed our wounds, and we had a lot of anger. Oh my heck, we had a lot of anger. But misthoughts, misconceptions, ill-fated deeds, and rash decisions can destroy relationships. I refuse to ever be angry at you children. You can be angry with me all you want to. I'm a mama and I can handle it. If you take the time to just sit and think by yourself without other people's thought patterns added onto yours, sit and really think. I can remember a million good times and very few bad times. From And Brandon screeching. Do you know how many times you got CPS called on me because of that stupid screech you did all the time? To all the times that I had to deal with Jeremy's hospitalizations and fighting doctors and then kidnapping him breaking him out of the hospitals because he'd call and tell me, Mom, so-and-so was mean to me, so Mom would go break him back out. And Amanda, you're my best friend. I miss you. And I understand that we've grown so far apart and you don't understand me and I don't understand you because I never live lies. I put my life out there. Perfect parent, I might never be. But your parent, I always will be. I carried you. I chose you. Well, not Brandon, but I mean, I carried him, but didn't plan on. Long story short, I didn't want Brandon. I got pregnant too fast after Jeremy. I was pregnant a lot of times because I couldn't carry babies. But I was still in postpartum depression when I got pregnant with Brandon, and it just egged on and egged on. But I tell you what, as soon as I held that little ugly shit, and he was an ugly baby, he was the most perfect thing I ever had in my life. Every time he crinkles his stupid little slanted eyes, my heart melts. Every one of the kids have different traits that I just adore, and they're all so different. Jeremy's a badass like me. Although I was never started out as a badass. I was actually a very good girl. Very good girl. High grades, never in trouble, a good girl. I still don't get in trouble, really. But Jeremy is a free spirit and a wild child. And I love that about him because he doesn't apologize. He doesn't apologize to the world. Brandon, good, decent, honest husband that will probably be married till the day he dies to the same woman. I don't have to get along with her, but I can love her for being your wife, Brandon. Amanda, brilliant. Brilliant, 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 brilliant. Loving. Very conscious of her social environment. Understands charity. See, each one of them got something of me in them. And I just want you to know I love you all. And any perfect parent, could you please send me your autograph at least, because I don't think you exist. Even God had trouble with his boy. This boy came to earth and God couldn't even leave him here. He had to pull him back home. As a parent, it's all hit and miss sometimes, even if you are perfect. It's the way I treated one child, I could not treat the other. And I know a lot of it, y'all get resentful about the birthday party things. See, I never give my children birthday parties because I wanted them to myself on their birthday. So we would have a special dinner, just the two of us, because it was our day. No one else was involved in that situation. So if you hate me about birthday parties, please understand why it was really important for me to share that time with you. Birthday parties aren't all they're cracked up to be. I've never had a good birthday in my life, except, well, I've had a couple with my BBW friends. Anyway, peace out. Many blessings. Massive orgasms. And kids, don't lose the chance. My best friend's younger brother just died. What if something happens to one of us and we don't ever get the chance to just say I love you one last time?